KHOU 11 News at 5:30 starts now.
And happening right now, police in North Texas searching for the gunman who opened fire at a college homecoming party. 2 people killed, several others wounded. A tense situation at Lakewood Church is now over. New information on the incident there. But we begin with the World Series. Game 5 is about 90 minutes away. Welcome to our webcast. I'm Ron Trevino. The Astros making news on and off the diamond today. In a letter, team owner Jim Crane formally apologized to Sports Illustrated reporter Stephanie Epstein. She posted it on her Twitter account. In the letter, Crane said he was sorry for the team initially questioning the accuracy of her reporting on a story about then assistant GM Brandon Taubman. Epstein blew the whistle on Taubman's profane outburst directed at female reporters in the Astros clubhouse. This happened after the team won the ALCS. Last week, the team fired Taubman, saying a more thorough investigation found he did behave inappropriately towards those reporters. On the diamond, the Astros could pull ahead in the series with a 3rd straight victory tonight. Sports anchor Jason Bristol sets the stage in Washington.
It is a postcard picture-perfect night here in the nation's capital, but all is not well with the Nationals. This guy right here, Max Scherzer, he's been scratched from tonight's start due to neck spasms. Will that change the Astros' game plan at all? Let's go over here and ask former Major League scout Jeremy Booth. So, Jeremy, will this change the Astros' game plan?
I mean, it changes a little bit anytime you're not facing a Max Scherzer. We're expecting to face a Max Scherzer. Still, you got to get ahead early in the count if you're the hitters, meaning you got to control the strike zone. You got to swing early at velocity because Joe Ross throws hard and you're going to get a fastball.
All right, before each game, we do our 3 things that the Astros need to do. At number 1, it is keep the Nationals reeling. I assume that means score early and often.
Yeah, it means be aggressive, and it means keep your momentum. It means do what you're doing. You took away their home field. They took it from you. You took it back. You got to make sure with your slogan being take it back, you continue to do that tonight.
And at number 2, the second thing the Astros need to do, Garrett Cole. The Cole train needs to arrive early.
Yeah, especially after they beat him in game 1 and the start in New York before that. Garrett Cole really needs to arrive on time. He needs to come out and establish himself early from the get-go, show everybody he's right.
Now, you touched on number 3 a few seconds ago, but it is for those Astros hitters, control the strike zone.
Yeah, it's even more important now with Joe Ross out of the bullpen as a starter tonight. He's going to try to extend your zone. He's going to miss. He's not going to repeat what you would see a Max Scherzer do as a starter. So if you can get that fastball early and make him pitch back to the plate, get something good to hit, it's going to be a long night.
So those are the 3 things the Astros need to do to win this game tonight. Game 5 here at Nationals Park. Also, all these fans going in, likely extra security with the President of the United States here.
All right, thank you so much, Jason Bristol up there in Washington. Astros fans don't get any bigger than Jim Mattress Mac Mackingvale. The Houston icon is also up in D.C. for Game 5. Matt Musil caught up with him.
Hey, guys. I don't know if he's stalking me or if I'm stalking him. What's going on, Jim?
You, Matt. We're stalking the Houston Astros as they win up here in beautiful D.C.
Why is it so important to be? I know you have all the furniture and money on the line and all that. You don't have to go to these games, Jim.
I go to the games because I love the Astros. I've been a huge Astros fan for 25 or 30 years, sponsored many, many years. And these are a great group of guys. They're great for the city. So the least I can do is come up here and support our great Houston Astros.
The thing about it is some observers and friends of mine from around the country like, why is it such a big deal? I'm like, are you kidding me? I've been in Houston all these years. This is only the 3rd World Series. That's why it's such a big deal.
It is a big deal, and the other big deal is it unifies us like nothing else. We forget about Republicans, Democrats. We all come together as a city and an area, so the Astros are a tremendous unifying force, and all of us today are wearing orange and blue and bleeding Astros.
Okay.
Look at orange and blue.
Do I hear some huskiness in your voice? You've been shouting a little bit.
Yes, I was screaming for the Houston Astros last night, screaming tonight, and Go Stros is the mantra of the day.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Matt. Good to see you. Go Stros.
All right. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thank you so much, Matt. Hey, our World Series coverage will continue tonight on the late edition of KHOU 11 News and Sports Extra, but you can get updates anytime you want on the KHOU app. Just in, new information on some tense moments at Lakewood Church this afternoon. A bomb threat made to 911 tied up traffic along the Southwest Freeway and forced the evacuation of the church. Houston police now say that threat was all one big hoax. This video is from earlier in the day when the church was evacuated. Police shut down roads near the church, including the 59 South Feeder, causing a mess for drivers. HPD dispatch tells us they got the threatening call just after noon. Police say none of what was said turned out to be true. Now the focus will shift to the caller who made the false threat.
Hopefully we will find them and they will be persecuted as much as we can, because it does require a lot of police resources, puts a lot of people in harm's way. A lot of church was going on, so people had to exit, and we put a lot of people in harm's way.
The church decided to cancel its Spanish service as a precaution. Services tonight are expected to be held as scheduled. Right now in North Texas, the search is on for the shooter who opened fire at a college homecoming party. 2 people were killed. More than a dozen were wounded. Reporter Jason Whiteley is in Greenville.
Right now, the Hunt County Sheriff Randy Meeks says he thinks this was a targeted event, that the shooter came to this location here not to go to the party they were having, but to go after specific individuals. This all happened on U.S. Highway 380 just west of Greenville, a place called the Party Venue. About 750 people here last night, inside and outside, for a Halloween and homecoming party. You know, last night was homecoming for Texas A&M Commerce. About midnight, though, investigators say the shooter entered the back door here, used a 9mm pistol to shoot and kill one man, and then that shooter opened fire into the crowd, killing another man and injuring about a dozen others, 3 of them critically. What's making this investigation difficult, though, the sheriff says, is that witnesses are not cooperating with detectives.
It appalls me that as many folks that were there have not been able to give us a better description of this shooter.
The sheriff says 4 to 5 of the injured people here are students at Texas A&M Commerce. The university quick to point out, though, overnight that this was not a school-sanctioned event. This was a private party that was not anywhere near Commerce. Bottom line, though, 16 people hurt and 2 people dead. Arriving deputies, though, the sheriff said, were able to rescue a few people, get them and physically put them in the back of their patrol cars and take them to local hospitals. At least 3 of the critical ones, though, ended up in hospitals in Plano, and they went all over places in northeast Texas as well for doctors to start treating them. In Greenville, I'm Jason Whiteley.
Thank you, Jason. We've got an update on the murder of a young man in Pasadena. Police have arrested 19-year-old Fabian Rojas. He's accused in the shooting death of Jesus Maldonado. It happened Wednesday on Allister Avenue near Burrell Street. Court documents indicate Maldonado was involved in a fist fight with another person when Rojas allegedly shot him. Now to the weather. It's warm out there after a chilly start to the day. Let's turn to Blake Matthews for your complete forecast now. Hey, Blake.
Hey, good evening, Ron. Yeah, it's shaping up to be a beautiful day out there and a beautiful evening as well. Temperatures not as cool as what we saw last night with temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Of course, everybody watching the Halloween forecast coming up. Still looking to be very cold here across the area. We're talking about 40s just in time for the trick-or-treating. We're talking 6 to 9 o'clock under mostly clear skies and cold conditions. Here's a breakdown of those temperatures. 5 o'clock, 52 degrees. We're at 50 heading into 6, 49 at 7, 48 degrees at 8, and 47 degrees at 9. If you live well north of I-10, these temperatures could even be a little bit colder. So looks like all the kiddos are going to be wrapped up in sweaters and jackets this year as they make their way around the neighborhood. All right, a beautiful evening out here across the city of Houston. Williams Tower looking pretty good. 76 degrees right now at Bush Intercontinental Airport, 78 degrees in Sugar Land, and 77 degrees in Tomball. Temperatures made it almost to 80 degrees in many areas for today, representing 8 to as much as 11 degrees warmer than what we saw this time yesterday. All things in part to that southerly wind coming in out of the Gulf of Mexico. That is a very warm, moist wind for us. 12, 14, 7, and 10 miles an hour up there in Aggieland. Across southeast Texas, take a look at the satellite and radar. Nothing to show you here locally. In fact, it is very quiet across the entire nation. We're just seeing a little bit of rain pushing up through New England at this time, but that is about it. Look at the cold air beginning to dam up here across portions of the Rocky Mountains. 16 degrees in Casper, 25 degrees in Billings, 24 degrees in Denver, and this cold air will eventually work its way down into the state of Texas, possibly Very likely, by the way, bringing us our coldest temperatures of the season with temperatures in the 30s and 40s across much of Houston. So here's how it all plays out. Heading into Tuesday, that front will make it into Texas, but it won't quite make it into Houston. A reinforcing front will have to push on through here as we get into Thursday very early in the morning between, say, midnight and 4 a.m., and that cold air will rush on in here. Very breezy conditions, so that wind chill is going to be down in the 40s all day long on Thursday. Thursday going to be a very, very chilly afternoon. Not for tonight, not for tomorrow. Temperatures only bottoming out in those lower 60s for tonight, maybe some upper 50s out there. We quickly warm back up again by the noon hour to 76 degrees here in Houston. We're up into those 80s as we get into tomorrow afternoons, representing, again, temperatures 2 to 3 degrees warmer than what we saw for today. Future track, really not showing you a whole lot, minus the fact the clouds moving on in as we get into your Monday. Rain chances on the increase as we get into Tuesday. You can see those showers beginning to break out across the area. So here's how it all plays out. 80 degrees heading into your Monday, same on Tuesday. Look at these overnight lows. 70 degrees heading into Wednesday morning, but don't let it fool you. It will be very short-lived. A very strong cold front will come through late Wednesday night into very early Thursday morning. Those winds coming in out of the north around 20 miles an hour. 30% chance of rain in the pre-dawn hours of Thursday. We start off around 70. We cool all the way down to about 50 as we get into the noon hour. And then we start off in the upper 30s Friday morning with a high of 60, 64, and 66. So those temperatures stay pretty cool as we get into next weekend. But I'll tell you, next weekend looking to be absolutely stunning, and it is also the weekend we roll those clocks back. That's 1 hour. We fall back 1 hour, which means we have a 49-hour weekend. I think that's something we can all celebrate, whether you like the time change or you don't.
Well, I always forget to do it, and I show up early or late for church. All right, hey, that's going to do it for us for now for this webcast. For all the good folks here at KHOU, I'm Ron Trevino. We're back tonight around 10:30 on your TV.